what a day in Manx sport. As I mentioned at the top of the programme, the fact that the conditions were an added factor into today. It wasn't just you were playing your opponent, you were also battling the wind and the rain as well. Tony Mepham was also battling the wind and the rain. He was watching the match between Onken and Pulrose in the GH Corlett Woods Cup quarter-final, and it's Pulrose who have booked their place into the semi-final draw this evening, Tony.
Yes, I didn't stray outside that grandstand much because it was chucking it down, and fair play to the ground staff at Onken Stadium because the pitch was in good condition and actually held up very well. It cut up a little bit, but nothing too severe. But the writing was on the wall, I think, when Pulrose took the lead. It was a good start by both sides, to be honest with you. There were a couple of chances for Pulrose, one chance for Onken. But once James O'Kelly got sent off, and he dragged the player back, and you knew what he was trying to do, but unfortunately last man, and the referee had no choice and gave him the red card. And Mark Priestnell stepped up, took the penalty and scored, and that gave Pulrose the lead. And you just thought to yourself, it's going to be downhill here for Onken now, with only having 10 players left on the park. But fair play to them, they stuck to the task, and up till half-time were right in this game. But once the second half started, it all started to sort of, be awkward for them because the extra man started to count. Pulrose started to push forward, and they got their second goal penalty again. No arguments with that. And James McGinn stepped up and coolly put that away. Hit the underside of the bar, left-hand side of the keeper, and went into the goal. But then once Owen Canepa came on, he caused all sorts of problems down that right-hand side, and he got one. Marky Priestnell got another 3, and it finished up a comfortable victory for Pulrose in the end. But fair play to Onken. Callum Dawson in goal, pulled off 2 or 3 really good saves. Onken can sort of look at it and be happy with the performances right the way through. They give everything they can, but Pulrose were too strong, and that extra man counted.
Pulrose leading the way in JCK Division 2. They're into the semi-finals of the GH Corlett Woods Cup. Is it fair to say, Tony, that all other teams who are in the draw for the last 4 will want to avoid Pulrose?
Yes and no. When you look at it, you've got Foxdale in there and Ramsey. Yes, Pulrose are the best side at the moment, but Pulley have got a massive game next week against Peel in the FA Cup, and that'll give a pointer of where we are with the top team, if you like, in Division 2, and the second team, because St Mary's have gone above Peel in the league now. So it'll be one of those just to see how it goes. But yeah, it's like anything. You're always looking for the easier draw, but we'll come to the other results later. But, Ayr today had a real good battle against Jims and only just won it.
Well, let's head there because it was goalless at the break and they left it late to win it, did Ayr United. But they did eventually get the goal that has booked their spot in the semi-final draw.
It was late, wasn't it? And a really good performance by Jims as well. And it was a good battle. The information came back to us that it was 0-0 when our game finished at Onken Park. So we raced down to Tramode, and Dean Tate had scored the goal in 83 minutes. Job was over, but quite a bit of damage to the pitch and slippery conditions, I think, spoiled the game a little bit. But fair play to Ayr United. They've got into that semi-final draw, which is what they wanted, and we'll make the draw shortly in about 10 or 15 minutes. But it's a tight game. With just that one goal, the difference between the two sides.
And Paul Hatton has been in touch as well. He was watching this match this afternoon. He says no one will have more work to do than the gym's ground staff over the coming days because the pitch took an absolute hammering today in the conditions. Union Mills 0, Foxdale 2.
This one was sort of swayed towards Foxdale. I think most of the damage done in the first half. Ricky Newsham got one, Scott Cameen, but probably the turning point was on 30 minutes of the first half when Barton Beaumont, the Foxdale goalkeeper, pulled off a good penalty save where, it could have changed the game completely, but held the nerves. Second half was a little bit dull by the sound of it, and Foxdale go into the hat.
Well, Foxdale won't mind. They did the business in the first half. 2 goals there, Ricky Newsham and Scott Cameen. And goalless in the second half, meaning that they are through. And also comfortably through, Governors Athletic 0, Ramsey 10.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the half-time score was. We haven't got Ramsey's scorers, so if you could, please text us through 166177. But a comfortable victory for Ramsey, and I think it was expected. The side that's third in the league against, a lower side. It was always going to be a big scoreline, I think.